Hello and welcome to our brand new LinkedIn series, MarTech Moments, where we discuss all things MarTech with industry experts, practitioners, and leading brands and their success stories. I'm Rachit Mardia. I take care of product marketing at Netcore. And today I'm joined by Akanksha Sharma, our lead product sales specialist. Hey, Akanksha.
Hi, Rachit. Hi, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Welcome. For the uninitiated, Netcore is a one-stop solution to personalize, engage, and retain customers for life, right? This is episode 1 of MarTech Moments, where we delve into why acquisition is only break-even and why retention is the real dollar mine. So we'll just move into the discussion today without any further ado. We want to keep this short, informal conversation, considering we don't want to do the webinar format yet. So moving on, what we'll cover is just basically these 3 problems today, right? Addressing the biggest problem of choice that consumers face and the problem of attention recession, and why retention is the new acquisition, which goes back to the topic. And we'll also share 5 strategies to win customers for life. So to start off with, I have just a goldfish on the screen. This is just to start off lightly. Basically, this signifies that, the memory or attention span of a goldfish is very, very little, right? It's about 9-10 seconds. But there's another species whose attention span is even lower than that, which is human beings, right?
Rachit, I think we're not able to see the screen that you shared.
Not able to see my screen? Not sure. Can you see my screen now?
Quickly check.
Just a goldfish on the. Sorry guys for the hiccup. Let me just.
Yes, we're on.
We're on. Perfect. So yeah, ideally we were here, and I was just discussing as to how the attention span of humans is less than that of an average goldfish, right? And this is more so in terms of the eComm and D2C companies, where there is so many brands and so many options for people to choose from. And this is exactly why that problem is, right? When we have so many notifications coming from so many different brands, so many different organizations on our mobile phones, right? This is how essentially our apps look like on a day-to-day basis. And this generally gets ignored, right? If I open my SMS or email, there are more than 1,000 unread emails and SMSs that I get, most of which are promotional in nature, which I don't really, adhere to. So this actually is the problem of attention recession, right? Where we're talking about consumers having amplitude of choice, but then the attention span is so less, and brands are not able to get that mind share with the audience that they have, because all of the brands are fighting for the same audience and their mind share. Now, this attention recession leads to a bigger problem, which is retention recession for brands, right? This basically means that brands are not able to retain their users after spending a lot of time, effort, and money to acquire them, right? And they are dropping off from their website, from their app, from mid-journeys, and this is leading to big problems and recession. And this eventually relates to churn, right? Basically, where your consumers or your customers are leaving you, uninstalling your app because, we saw how bloated and how, scary the notifications look, right? 100 or whatever. So the problem is that, traditionally marketers spend a lot on acquisition. If they want to improve or increase their conversions, they say, you know what, let's pump money into ad spends and let's increase the number of people we're acquiring so that the conversions will probably impact better. But the problem is that acquiring a new consumer or a new customer can cost, almost 5x more than retaining an existing one. And this is more so in the case of eComm and, D2C brands, where there is so much more competition. So you have to pump in that much more money across channels to acquire these same customers. And as it is, acquisition as a whole and ad spends as a whole is a big cash guzzler for, all of the eComm and D2C brands, because one, you have to spend extremely high amounts of money to acquire these customers. Second, you're not doing anything once you've acquired them, consciously, right? So you're kind of losing them somewhere mid-journey, and you're actually wasting even more money to reacquire them. Then you have to do continuous branding across channels, across platforms, and then you even have to further go on and do discounting and offering, and basically sell below your cost price, right? That's the reason why even companies like Zomato till date haven't made profit, right? They have a good user base, they're acquiring users on day-to-day basis, but they're not able to become profitable and not build that revenue over time. So this leads to the biggest worry which we spoke about, which is retention, right? Basically, retention not being possible leads to churn of these customers that you spent so much money and worked so hard to acquire. Almost 75% of your users who you acquire leave you and churn out on day one itself. And by day 30, this goes up to almost about 96%, right? This is just, a big problem when you're spending so much money and effort to acquire them. So what is the solution to all of this? It's not to increase money as we've discussed. It's basically to focus on retention, where retention is essential for profits. It is the name of the game and it is the new acquisition, right? Where even a 5% increase in customer retention will result in a profit or uplift of 25 to 95%, right? And just a bare minimum of 2% increase in retention will have the same effect as reducing your acquisition cost by 10%, which is going to be a big chunk of a marketing budget, which can be well served to kind of, do something else that you want. And on average, a retained customer or a loyal customer is worth 10x that against the customer who's just coming to purchase for the first time. So this problem that we're facing today is not just across the e-com D2C, it's across industries. But we're going to focus more so with this industry in mindset, because we see that this is a big problem for D2C and e-com brands today. And with this, I would say, this is the good point to kind of talk about what are those things we need to do to kind of retain these people, right? How do we ensure that we retain our consumers and ensure that the lifetime value we generate over time for each customer is maximized, right? So with that, I'll let Akanksha lead these strategies and delve into this deeper. Akanksha, over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Rachit. And while you were talking about the fact that how we should focus on profitability right now, and just today, this morning, we had Rajesh Jain speaking for Forbes India,
Exactly.
where he speaks about that if the 80-20 rule is known to all, that 20% of your best customers actually tend to give you the 80% of the revenue. But if you just focus on the profitability, that changes to 200% of profitability. So ideally, what can brands today do to focus on those 20% of your customers, to retain them and to improve their customer lifetime value is what we'll be discussing. And given the format, we'll keep it quick and short. We'll give you the top 5 things that the brands, D2C brands should focus on. Of course, starting with, and it's already there on the screen, personalizing across the entire customer, life cycle value. I mean, it goes without saying, and it's kind of, understated, but at every touch point of your customer, they are interacting with you, be it the smallest of the conversion funnel or the largest. At personalizing their journey at each point is very important, because that's where the drop-offs happen, right? We all know about funnels, we know about cohorts, RFMs, where you're trying to save your users from those touch points. So why don't you make sure that that entire journey, first of all, is just very sane for the customers to go ahead and interact with you in the first place. Second, of course, I'll deep delve into how predictive intelligence, how with the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning, today you can arrest churn, which is like the biggest enemy or the villain name when it comes to the retention team, right? Third, of course, is interactive and personalized messaging. Now, gone are the days of sending boring emails and push notifications. Your customers love the communication that you send today, right? And it's all about how they are interacting with you. One-way communications are an old game. It's all about the messaging 2.0 world, right? We need your customers to engage with the push notification that you send to them. We want them to interact with the emails that you send to them. And that's what we're going to talk about as well. Point number 4, very important, and my favorite one is product discovery. How easily, when you've spent these many dollars to get your users on your website and on your app, how you are able to make sure that they are able to find the products that they want on your website and app, right? That has to be very smart. So let's see how your customers do that. And we cannot talk about how important it is to build the loyalty with the tinge of gamification. So some strategies around those lines as well. Let's begin. Of course, first one being, as I mentioned, I completely resonate to Angela as a customer who comes on the website and sees the beautiful brands and the beautiful categories that there are. But I am always confused, right? What I want to buy. Now, how do you, given in this world where the customer data is very, very important, without taking the minimum amount of data, you can personalize their experience still is the game, right? If we actually go ahead and see today, you can personalize your customer's experience from where they are coming from the kind of device that they are looking at, the kind of products that they are clicking on. You can actually say what they are looking for, right? And if you just move on to the next bit, it just talks about that today you can customize your customer's journey from one product. They just told you that I'm looking for a white t-shirt, but are they looking for a high-end t-shirt? Let me also show them one widget which says, which talks about one bestseller and the one which is frequently bought from the location I'm coming from. In this example, Delhi. Now, this information is enough for me to personalize communication without knowing any PII level data, or for that matter, any clickstream data of my customer, which is still very beautiful.
I think this goes back to the problem of choice, where you're at least kind of able to personalize even the first touch point without having any information about them, and just not based on like device or location. You're able to kind of give that aha wow moment even in the first transaction.
That's correct. That's correct. And that's what we want to achieve, right? That's
Exactly.
what we're trying to achieve with the personalization nowadays. Moving on to the next phase, right? And as I mentioned, we'll keep it quick. Our second strategy is how do you arrest churn? Now, there are various AI/ML modules and models that customers tend to write at their end. And something that's been benefiting for one of our customers, right, was a success story developed with Sun and Sand Sports, where they used Netcore's churn prediction module, which helped them reduce their users into specific buckets. So they divided their users into the probability of them churning, the ones which are most likely to churn, the one which are fairly likely to churn, and the ones which are less likely to churn. Now, as the name suggests, and the percentages that you can see for yourself on the screen, ideally demands that these three buckets require different kind of treatment. Maybe the ones who are most likely to churn need the highest discount, right? Or maybe the ones who are less likely to churn just need a smaller nudge. They just need that app push notification or that we miss you email from your brand. And that's the different personalized communication that should go to the brands. And that is what they were ideally able to do as well. Bucketing their user with the help of an AI engine, predicting that they are most likely to do this particular action, and then taking a corrective measure for the same, ideally helped Sun and Sand Sports arrest their app churn by 19%. And that's still very massive when it comes to losing your very, very loyal customers.
Yeah, and we're spending, millions of dollars, thousands of dollars to acquire them. And when they leave, it's just sad. So I think this is a big, significant, cost saving, I would say.
Moving on to the next bit, and yes, of course, is leveraging every user's touch point, right? That's very important. We cannot focus enough how you cannot miss any channel today. If you're doing beautiful push notifications, are they rich in nature? Are you sending carousals? Are you sending GIF? Are you sending rich media? Are those push notifications interactive? And something as simple as an SMS that's going to your customers. I think building the way now and the hot cake in the market is the RCS, or as we call it, SMS 2.0, right? Making sure that it's not a simple SMS now that goes to the customer. It's completely rich in nature with easy to use QR codes to make sure that it's richer via images, videos, GIFs, and even an ease of replying so that your customers can interact with you. You are actually giving them various URLs, maps, calendars so that it's interactive in nature. And that is what we want to now achieve with our future messaging as well. The most beautiful and the most talked about as well is WhatsApp in the house, right? Journeys today, gone are the days when you had restrictions and you had to worry about how do you communicate with users on WhatsApp. That's where they present all the time, right? Today, right from introducing your brand, that is creating that brand image and awareness on WhatsApp, to actually going ahead and making sure that they complete the whole purchase, like right from selecting the product, adding to cart. And I'm talking about those informed customers who know exactly what they buy from a particular brand. I always order that thing. Why do I have to always go on their app and website? Can't I just simply click 1, 2 and check out? I mean, that's way simpler for me. And that's how you can drive the entire product inquiry to placing your order and completing the checkout right on WhatsApp as a journey. And that's just, I'm talking about pre-purchase, right? Post-purchase journeys are the communications we always wait for. Uh, Third in the line, of course, is interactive emails that you're sending to your customers. AMP is the big game. Today, sending vanilla emails are no more going to do the work. They're no more going to sail the boat. Today, your customers don't want to get a feedback link and then go and fill the feedback. That's too much efforts for them. We are lazy customers. If you can give me my entire cart options, as well as give me the recommendations, and if I can place my order from the email, doesn't that sound amazing? Right? I can today go ahead and completely buy the product in the sale from my email itself. I can go and fill forms. I can go and fill my lead details, my feedbacks, everything right from the email itself without exiting anywhere else. And that's what the power and the beauty of AMP brings into the picture.
I think even a simple use case as, making sure that your products added to cart, right? It can be sent as a reminder on an email, and you have an option to check out right from within the email itself, right? It's all about where I'm comfortable as a consumer or a customer to kind of transact. So it's basically, my preferred choice of channel and my preferred mode and time. And basically that's the convenience that, brands need to kind of focus on today.
Correct. And Rachit, you can play one of the videos as well, just
Sure.
to give a simplistic example on how easy it is, right? One simplistic example of this Myntra email, which is coming on. As you can see, a complete website for the user.
You can take the quiz right within the email itself. You're not stepping out, you're not going out, and there's no landing page. It's completely within your inbox. That's how it is. Right. And it's just basically filling a form, survey, how I want to interact with your customers. You can, do that. The use cases are infinite. I mean, it's just based on how you want to creatively structure campaigns. So yeah, I think we should move on.
Perfect. Again, fourth one and my favorite, making sure how you are able to interact and personalize your users each touch point. I'd love to explain this with the help of a success story developed by Netcore Cloud's personalization and customer engagement platform, that is with Crocs. Now, Crocs as a brand needs no introduction, but the issues and for that matter, the difficulties that we were facing was still how do you personalize the user journey. And here is a complete depiction on how, right from personalizing the pop-up, right, the exit intent pop-up which comes onto your screen, to making sure that the home page, that is users who are directly landing onto your website, how they see the best sellers or the recommended for you on your homepage. Let's say if there's a customer who's directly via an ad landing onto your PLP pages, your listing pages, or the display pages, how can they see along with the product the recommendations which are coming onto the screen? And I'd love to quote this example, but that's what your customers are experiencing, right? My mom today, and she stays in a tier 2 city. Ideally, today she's so informed that she's not okay with just seeing one product. She needs to scroll it down to see the recommendations. She wants to see similar products like these, or the products I want to pair my dress with, right? That is the expectations from your customers. And that is what we are achieving with the help of personalizing each user touch point, be it the listing page, home page, a boutique page, which could be like a complete personalized landing page, which is powered by Netcore's personalization engine as well, and a personalized emails. Like we all love that, right? Once we've left the website. So yes, that is how we tend to personalize this with the help of our AI-based personalization engine.
While this journey is omni-channel across web and app, I think the impact that Crocs saw is what's, I think, stand out that we should talk about. Which
Definitely, I think goes without saying, Crocs achieved a 33% improvement in their revenues, which was contributed by our engagement and personalization platform. That is the implementation of that journey. So yeah, that's great. Moving on to the next bit is how we can help brands improve their retention and revenue in terms of the AI engine that we have, right? And AI is the word which is used everywhere, but How we use it is what is making the difference, right? Maybe it's not that complicated. Today, and I think I already spoke about how churn prediction module works, but there are other aspects which could be predicted, or other aspects which you can ponder upon with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning. That is why my user is uninstalling. Making sure that if my user is about to exit or abandon my cart, can I show them a web message with a discount? Maybe I can predict that behavior for my customers. Going ahead and understanding what is the probability of my customer to click on a content, to click on a channel, or to click on a specific subject line is very important. Your customers judge you, your brand, and your offerings today on the help of the subject line which comes onto their push notification. It's very important. And today, with the help of AI and its capabilities, you can tend to optimize those communications as well. You can optimize the time which is going to the customers. Believe me, I would look at all the push notifications which come to me at 5 to 6 in the evening, because that's the time I tend to check my phone a lot after my evening work break. And if you send me an offer right away in the morning or in the afternoon, it will just go unnoticed, because that's my behavior as a customer. But it's every customer is different, and hence is their behavior. And that is what AI as an engine helps you to do today as well. It helps you to personalize your entire user funnel, the kind of content which is going to the customer, predict their behavior in terms of churn, in terms of purchases, their probability to click on a product or not, and then predicting and making their discovery and search as well easier. So that's another big topic I think we should cover in depth sometime. Coming on to the next bit as well, which was building a complete omni-channel experience, and how very quickly Netcore Cloud helps you do that is, of course, at the bottom of the funnel is lying our customer data platform, which helps you build that one view, that single access and the 360-degree customer view for your customers. Beautifully layered upon that is the analytics layer, which helps you slice and dice your customer and understand their behavior. Try to actually identify those 20% of your highest revenue generating customers, or for that matter, loyal customers could be something as simple as the ones who are easily serviced. Some customers who are very, very easily, you can make them to purchase in the first phase, as compared to somebody who requires a lot of investment in the first place. So analyzing your customers' behavior is taken care by our analytics layer. Again, on the top of that is our holistic customer engagement layer, which we divide into our personalization engine, which helps you to personalize users' experience on the website. Then is the product experience platform, which helps you create nudges, walkthroughs, conduct various A/B tests on your app and web without writing a single line of code. That is, it's a no-code platform. All the product marketers out there, product managers out there love it, especially the marketing teams, right? You do not have to worry about depending on your technical teams, or depending on your developers, engineering teams, which they're usually always short on bandwidth. Idly helping you to implement everything within 10 to 15 minutes is what our product experience platform does. And third, that is our search platform. It's one of the latest acquisitions by Netcore of Unboxed, which helps you into the problem of product discovery. How easily are your customers able to discover products when they come onto your website or on your app and land onto that best product is what is taken care of by our search engine. And of course, beautifully above that is our communication layer that covers emails, SMS, app, voice, WhatsApp, social media, and the originally owned gateways of emails and SMS that Netcore provides. Of course, the way we've divided this particular LinkedIn Live sessions for us as well is that we deep delve into each one of these into our coming sessions, and how D2C brands can leverage each one of them to implement and improve their users' retention, onboarding, as well as engagement as a funnel. Rachit, would we have few success numbers which we could show to the listeners today? Beautiful. So Netcore is home and most favorite D2C customer engagement stack. You can see on your screen, we have today some key marquee names, brands like Crocs, Jack and Jones, Veromora, Selected, The Body Shop, Woodland, and many more. And what we have curated for them right now for you on the screen is just the kind of revenues and the marketing ROI that we have generated for these brands with the help of our personalization and customer engagement platform. A whooping revenue uplifts of 33% that I already spoke about, Crocs, and in line to other brands like Jack and Jones, Woodland, and the Body Shop as well. These are all double-digit numbers, very very valuable for the customers, as well as improvement in the add to carts, direct checkouts, direct purchases happening from the product listing pages. The numbers are in front of you.
So thanks, Akanksha. I think this is just on a closing note. I think you've already seen some of the brands and the impact we've been able to create consistently for them, and that impact is not over a year period. It's as soon as 5-6 weeks we start seeing great numbers and great impact. And this is just a scale of what Netcore does today across industries, across brands, and across regions. We're about 6,500 customers and counting across 18 plus countries. And this is just the scale at which we operate in today's D2C and e-com market. So with that being said, thank you all for joining in on our first episode of Martech Moments. As Akanksha mentioned, coming soon, we are going to delve into each of these individual points about how can you personalize your customer engagement journey, how can you basically ensure you're engaging with the right touch points, with what channels, and so on and so forth, and delve deeper into those strategical elements that we can kind of help you with, and enable brands out there to kind of adopt some best practices when it comes to personalization engagement so that they can retain and win customers for life. So thanks a lot for all of you to join in, and see you on our next episode of Martech Moments. Thanks, Akanksha. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.